Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many revelations in this film that'll change our entire view of both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens by director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's great about a Star Wars film that J.J. Abrams will be bringing a major return to this movie is, of course, the concept of space battles, land battles, and of course, lightsaber duels, in a way that fans had never seen before on the big screen in Star Wars history, which to me really tells us a lot about JJ, that he's really trying to make this movie feel like an all-out war, and a war to really end all wars. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of one of the scenes based within the third act of the film, where it's described that both Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting each other in a lightsaber duel inside of a large First Order base, where it's described that a large Vader hologram can be seen in the background that is used to inspire the First Order. It's said to be a moment in which Rey is trying to convince Kylo Ren to turn to the light side of the Force, where she is telling him many stories and secrets of Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker that she learned from Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost. The next describes Rey reminding Kylo Ren that it was Darth Vader who saved his own son Luke, and that Vader/Anakin that Rey reveals to Kylo during their confrontation. Another describes Rey and Kylo now locking their lightsaber blades together as a large explosion occurs in the background, causing the Vader hologram to eventually fade and vanish. Another describes Rey and Kylo fighting on the edge of a large cliff, next to the First Order base, where it's described that a planned revision of the Imperial March theme is said to be inserted for the sequence that will sound different. Now, additionally, it's said that during the fight in and outside of the First Order base, Darth Vader's presence will loom in the background, including Darth Vader's armor burning in the background and melting down to the ground, that Kylo kept in the form of a scarecrow-like figure. Now, one of the Knights of Ren is described to find Vader's melted helmet stuck in the sand down below, that was thrown over the cliff by Rey. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this, obviously, because we do know that Episode 9 is really going to bring back the element of Darth Vader looming in the background when it comes to, of course, all the different artifacts of Vader and all the belongings of Vader, as well as familiar imagery of the popular character in the Star Wars franchise. Now, I want to go over this First Order base. Now, in case you guys did not know, this First Order base is described to be located somewhere in the Outer Rim that Kylo Ren discovers that once belonged to Supreme Leader Snoke, well before he decided to go mobile, and Kylo Ren actually makes this the main headquarters sometime in between the events of course, The Last Jedi and Episode 9, which is going to be a very interesting take on things. So, the Darth Vader hologram, this is where things begin to get very exciting. It's described to be a gigantic hologram that is actually said to be used in order to inspire the First Order and their cause. Now, this large hologram of Vader is eventually destroyed and vanishes into thin air, where it actually vanishes in the background as both Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting in their lightsaber duel. Now, mind you that this all takes place prior to their flash fight sequences. This is actually said to be a legitimate lightsaber duel where they're actually near each other. So the flash fight sequences, it seems like that they occur when both of the characters eventually split and are separated, where the Force bomb begins to occur. So what I like about this particular sequence, though, is that this is a moment in which Rey is telling new secrets and new reveals about the character of Darth Vader/Anakin Skywalker to, of course, Kylo Ren in an attempt in order to pretty much, lure him back to the light side of the Force. And she learned a lot of this through the Force Ghost of Luke Skywalker during her time on some unknown world that has a location of a new Jedi temple. So what's really interesting to me about all of this is that we do know that J.J. Abrams is trying to really use Darth Vader in a sense that's going to be used in a way in order to evolve the character of Kylo Ren, or devolve the character of Kylo, I should say, back to being Ben Solo once again. It's basically both, It's both, a devolution and an evolution type of situation here for Kylo Ren. And what I like about all of that is that it's pretty much, using the concept of Darth Vader in Episode 9 in a very unique and simple yet complex way for the character of Kylo Ren and exactly what his endgame and his path is going to be in this movie. And when we think about it like this, we do know that Episode 9 is really going to include a lot of these elements of, you know, bringing in some of the favorite characters from the originals and using them in the background in order to really make these characters progress from start to finish of this movie. Now, lastly, the piece that I do want to go over is, of course, the moment in which the Darth Vader armor is described to burn in the background. In case you guys did not know, Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren put together all the pieces of Vader's armor that was left behind into a scarecrow-like figure on the actual, you know, stadium, or should I say, on the actual stage of the First Order where they make their speeches, where it eventually melts down and burns down to the ground. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.